Factor completely. 4x to the third minus 6x squared minus 2x plus 3. So to begin, we notice that we have 4 terms and there isn't something that all 4 terms have in common, so we want to utilize factor by grouping. So let's group the first 2 terms together. So we have 4x to the third minus 6x squared plus a negative 2x plus 3. And it's important that the negative in front of the 2 stays with the 2 and isn't put in this place instead, because then that negative would get distributed to both the 2x term and the 3 term, but the 3 needs to stay positive. So make sure that negative stays inside the parentheses. So now let's simplify this first grouping. So we notice that both can be divisible by a 2 and by x squared. So we want to pull out a 2x squared. And if we do so, what's left of that first term would be a 2x, and what's left of the second term would be a negative 3. Now if we move over to this second grouping here, notice that the second grouping doesn't have anything in common to be pulled out or factored out, so we must leave it as a negative 2x plus 3. However, now when we go to combine these, we notice that our parentheses groupings are not exactly the same. We have a positive 2x in one and a negative 2x in the other, and then a negative 3 in one and a positive 3 in the other. So our goal is to get this second grouping to look like this first grouping, and we can do so by factoring out a negative 1 in the second grouping. So instead, we should make this plus a negative 1 times 2x minus 3. And now notice that the parenthesis groupings now are identical. So our final step of factoring this is to rewrite this as 2x squared minus 1, and we get both of these terms from what we had factored out of each grouping, and then times those identical other factored groupings. So our final answer is C.